Hello students, Saraswati Sisukun welcomes you. Standard 10th subject English for the English medium students. Up to now I have completed chapter number 1 and 2, right, in prose. In poem we have completed 4 poems, but in prose we have completed first and second previously. So today I am going to start chapter number 3. Today I am going to start chapter number 3. See the title, what it is called. The title of the third chapter is Two Stories About Flying. See, while reading the title, can you see? Two stories written, so definitely we will have two stories. Definitely we will have two stories, right? So, today I will start first story out of two, right? What is the title? Two stories about flying, right? So, by seeing the word flying, what do you know? What do you come to know? Obviously, who can fly? Birds. Only birds can fly, right? So, either birds or human beings fly? No. Animals, insects? No. Then, from non-living things, who can fly? Aeroplane. Who can fly? Aeroplane. So obviously the first story is about birds and second story is about aeroplane, right? So this way the title two stories about flying. Let's start and see. Both stories written by different writer. Keep in mind both stories are written by different writer. So see the title of first part of two stories flying, that is His First Flight. What is the title? His First Flight, written by Liam O'Flaherty. Liam O'Flaherty. Let's see the first part of two stories of flying called His First Flight. So let me tell you, my dear students, see the picture. See the picture I have put here. One bird is very feeling frightened to fly, right? Which bird? I will tell you. So this story is about one bird not able to fly. So this is the story of a bird how to fly, that is unable to fly. Let's start the first para of this chapter. I will explain picture later on. See, let me start. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. See the first line. See, my dear students, don't forget to pay attention line by line. If I speak, if I read, you just focus on that line. Sometimes look at me to see facial expression or if I am explaining something. But focus on that particular line when I am reading, right? Because I told you, vocabulary blanks, punctuation mark and punctuate the paragraph, even vocabulary, rectify. See, four things will be from any line of any chapter, 1 to 11 chapter, right? So that's why focus every time I am saying. Let's start. The young seagull was alone on his ledge. Now see, which bird in this chapter I am talking about? Seagull. Which bird? Seagull. You can see the second picture of seagull, right? White color. And what is the meaning of ledge, my dear students? Ledge means you can see a narrow particular wall. See, ocean will be there, on that rock mountain will be there, and backside one place will be there to rest. That is called ledge. Means seagull's home, indirectly we can say, right? So you have understood the meaning of ledge where seagull live, right? Seagull lives. Now, so who was alone on the ledge? The young seagull. Young seagull means baby of young seagull. Young seagull means baby of young seagull. So was alone on the ledge. Nobody was at home. His two brothers and sister had already flown away the day before. See, his brothers and sisters and parents, they have gone from this place, means they have flown from their place before one day. Before one day they have flown, means nobody is there with him He is alone. He had been afraid to fly with them. Why he was alone? Because he was feeling frightened. Because he was feeling frightened, he didn't know how to fly and he didn't get courage to fly, right? Because of that, everybody went from their place after flying and he was alone on the ledge. Who my dear students? The young seagull means baby of young seagull, right? See next. Somehow when he had taken a little run forward, see, he is trying, you can see in the picture, he is standing near the border or edge of the rock. So sometimes he is trying, here is written, to the brink. Brink means what? Edge of the rock. As you can see in the picture, he is standing at the brink, means at the edge of the rock. He is trying, he is just trying to fly, but he is unable to fly. So see, of the ledge and attempted to flap his wings and he became afraid. He goes to the brink trying to flap his wings, but same time he is feeling frightened. Same time he is feeling frightened, you know, in reality also. And let me tell you afterwards, because that particular sentence will come, then I will tell you, right? So see, he is trying, attempting, but then after he is feeling afraid. See, the great expanse of sea stretched down beneath. See, as soon as he is about to fly, he opens his or he flaps his wings, but when he see downside what is there? See, ocean. So when he see oceans, then he feels afraid. He feels afraid, how can I fly over the sea? And that's why he took his step back. What he did? He took his step back, right? See next. And it was such a long way down, miles down, and they have to fly in a long, too much long way, right? So if he will feel frightened from the destination that he was about to go, then how can he complete his destination? How can he fly, right? So not possible for him. So he felt certain that his wings would never support him. See, most important, trust. You should trust yourself. Can I do that thing or not? Can I complete that thing or not? So he didn't have confidence that I can do or not, and that's why he was saying, I will get support of my wings or not, I am not sure, because trust was not there, right? So he bent his head and ran away back to the little hole under the ledge. See, when he was about to fly, open his wings, and then after looking downside, ocean, feeling frightened and running back to the ledge and hole and then going inside. See, this he was doing, coming, trying, feeling frightened, going back in the hole of the ledge. Then after, to the little hole under the ledge where he slept at night. See, whole day he tried, one day gone, all the parents, all the family members, parents, brothers, sisters, they have gone from their place. He was alone on the ledge. 24 hours spent, he was alone, and then after, at last, after trying, he slept at night. See in the first and second picture, you can see rock and then after backside ledge and ocean. So they have to fly from here, right? They have to fly from here to go in a different place. Let's have second para. See, second para. Even when each of his brother and his little sister, whose wings were shorter than his own. Now here I would like to say that I told you, his brother and sister, their wings were short and short than young seagull. Still they are flying. See, means what was the problem? Not age. because the problem was confidence was not there. If his brother and sister, though their wings were shorter than the young seagull, still they are flying, not feeling frightened, then why the young seagull feel frightened, right? So why? What is the main problem? Confidence. So through this sentence, I want to tell you, my dear students, that you be extrovert. To girls I am saying every time, be extrovert. Don't lose your confidence. If you have confidence, you can do whatever you like, right? Just be confident. The thing is hard or soft, doesn't matter. If you are mentally fit, means confidence is there, you can do whatever you like. So see, his brothers, sisters, they were flying, though shorter than him, ran to the brink. They went to the brink. Brink means edge of the rock, right? As I told you. Flapped their wings. They flapped their wings before one day and flew away. They flew away. But he failed to muster. When the young seagull looked at them, he also said, "Let me try." So when he was about, who he? Young seagull. After looking his brother and sister, when he went to the brink, the edge of the rock, when he was about to, he failed to muster. Muster means gather. He didn't get confidence and he was unable to gather the courage to take that plunge. Plunge means risk. What is the meaning of plunge? Risk. So he was unable to take that plunge because of confidence was not there, right? See next. Which appeared to him so desperate. You know, sometimes we want something and we cannot do. So your mind will definitely make you desperate. I want that, how can I get that? Which task I will do, I can get that. Means your mind will become very desperate, will think that and that. This is mind psychology, right? So he was very desperate. Why he was desperate? He was unable to do that task. He was unable to do that task. That's why he was desperate, right? See next. His father and mother had come around calling to him shrilly. See, he was feeling frightened. He didn't have confidence. At the same time, his parents were calling him shrilly. Shrilly means darpok, right? Means scolding him. See, another word is given, synonym, shrilly and upbraiding. Upbraiding means scolding him. So, his parents were scolding him, taunting him, threatening to let him straw on his legs unless he flew away. See, what they said, if you do not fly, you have to stay here alone till you fly and we will not provide you food. What they said, by taunting, we will not provide you food till you fly, and if you do not have confidence, stay here, we are going and we will not come back, we will not give you food. But for the life of him, this is a phrase, see, but the life for him, this is a phrase, means trying very hard. What is the meaning? Trying very hard. So, when they taunted him, after listening to them, he decided, let me try. So again he tried, but he was trying very hard, but he could not move. You can see the picture. His brothers and sister, they were about to fly. His brother and sister, they were about to fly in the first picture. And in second picture, everybody started flying, still young seagull on the rock. Can you see? One seagull on the rock. So he was unable to fly. He was waiting what to do, what to not. Let's see next para. See, that was 24 hours ago. Now, 24 hours are gone, right? One whole day gone, everybody they have gone. Since then nobody had come near him. They have made a plan. If we leave him alone now, then he will try. So nobody came near him. His brothers, sisters, parents. The young seagull was alone on the ledge. 24 hours are gone. The day before, all day long, he had watched his parents flying. See, whole day he was watching only how their parents are flying, how brothers, sisters are flying, and he is alone. Nobody is coming near to him. Flying about with his brother and sister, as I told you, perfecting them in the art of flight. See, though their wings were short, but they were also small, like young seagull. So parents were teaching other children of them, brother and sister, and the young seagull was observing. The young seagull was observing that how they are learning, and I am here still unable to fly. So see, teaching them how to scheme. See, what parents were teaching to brother and sister, how to scheme. Scheme means when you fly, ocean will be downside. So move slightly just about a surface of the sea, right? They have to move on the surface of the sea slightly. This way they were about to scheme, right? And seeing the waves and how to dive for fish. See, what is the food of young seagull? They eat that fish. They eat that fish. So young seagull's parents were teaching to brother and sister how to dive a fish, right? For example, this is a young seagull. They will go and they will take it out a fish. How to dive a fish? How to dive a fish on the surface of the ocean, on the surface of the ocean, right? So he had in fact seen his older brother catch his first herring. See, here herring is a particular fish, name of the fish, as you can see in second picture. See in second picture, this is the example of herring fish, you can see, right? So his brother had caught a fish, right? Had caught a fish in his mouth, and the young seagull was observing. The young seagull was observing and devour and eat hungrily. Means devour means when he catch, he started eating and he had eaten also. See, because he was very hungry. So he was feeling nice. For the first time he had caught, you know, that we human being, first time if we get something that we desire from so many time, that time we feel very happy. Same way, the young seagull for the first time got and dived a fish, so he was very feeling happy, and then after started eating because he was very hungry. Who? The young seagull younger brother. Younger, not elder. The young seagull elder brother, older brother, right? So see, is standing on a rock while his parents circle around, raising a proud cackle. See, cackle means the sound produced by the birds. Means when that brother of young seagull started eating, all the seagull and parents circle him, and you know, when we clap, when we appreciate, same way they were making different sound of birds. Same way they were making different sound of birds, right? So this way they were appreciating the young seagull. This way they were appreciating the young seagull, right? This is a picture of how his older brother kept that fish and that herring. Which fish? Name of the fish. Let's see next para. See, as you can see in the picture, who is flying, I will tell you who from these family members. See next. And all the morning the whole family had walked about on the big plateau. See, big plateau means a upland, right? So all the family members, they were walking on the plateau in the morning. The opposite cliff taunting him with his cowardice. See, they were on the plateau, opposite side of the ledge, and they were shouting, "You are coward, young seagull, you are coward, you do not have courage, you cannot do anything," making him frightened plus taunting him, making him frightened plus taunting him, right? So see the situation. Sometimes I have seen in the class, some students are poor, then clever students are taunting them. Sometimes, every time not. So you should not do that. If he is poor or if she is poor, maybe whatever situation, at least you should help him or her. You should not taunt that he is a poor boy, he is a boy that doesn't know anything. How can you do, right? So don't tease anyone, don't taunt anyone. Why? Because when you taunt someone, somebody's mental state will be disturbed, mind will be disturbed. So this is a kind of crime. See, not only when you kill, when you murder someone, that is a crime. If you give or if you disturb somebody's mental state, that is also a crime, according to me. Who gave us right to make someone disturb? Who gave us right to make someone in a painful situation, right? Are you agree with me? Do you think like that? Yes, okay. See next. The sun was now ascending. One day has gone. They were standing on the plateau. Now sun was now ascending, means going in the sky as a day, blazing on his ledge that faced the south. See, and if you have not eaten anything from 1-2 days, and when you go under the sunlight, you will feel that I do not have any spirit to walk, right? You will feel that now I don't have courage even to walk because of sunlight, because you do not have spirit in your body, right? Because not having a food, because not having a food, right? See next. He felt the heat because he had not eaten since the previous nightfall, as I told you. See, he didn't eat from the one day, so he was feeling weak, he was unable to walk, and nobody came near him from his family members. So he was feeling very weak and he didn't eat from the since previous nightfall. Let's see next. See. He stepped slowly out to the brink of the edge. Again, next day, again he came out to the brink of the ledge. Brink means edge of the lake. And standing on one leg. See, he was standing on one leg and the other leg hidden under his wing. See, he was standing, one leg was hidden in the wing. He closed one eye. See, he closed one eye and leg was inside the wing, then the other, then after he closed both the eyes and pretended to be falling asleep. Why he was doing like that? Pretending, students know very well. He was closing his both the eyes, one leg was inside the wings and he was pretending to be asleep. Why? His parents will come to look at him that he is ill. Why? His parents will come to look at him, he is ill and they will give him food. This way he was pretending. See my dear students, I know some students are pretending. I know in a positive way saying that I have not done homework because I was ill, I was ill right now, means I am ill right now, feeling headache, right? So some are pretending and some are seriously, right? So we can understand as a teacher who are pretending and who are not. So see, still they took no notice of him. Though he was pretending, that his parents came to know and they didn't come to him, they didn't notice of him. He saw his two brothers and sister lying on the plateau. See, dozing with their heads sunk into their necks. Let me show you through this picture. See the first picture. This is about his brother and sister. What they were doing? They were sleeping or feeling dozed. They were putting their head in the wings. They were putting their head into the wings and feeling relaxed. So this is the meaning of this line, that his brother and sister, they were putting his head into the wings and trying to sleep and dozing. But his father was preening. Let me explain through this picture. What is the meaning of preening? His father was preening. See in the second picture. You know that some birds and animals, they use their beak to clean their body, right? To clean their wings. So that process is called preening. What the process called? Preening. Any bird through his beaks try to clean and try to arrange the wings. That process is called preening, right? The feathers of his white back. See, as you can see the exact color of seagull. Front were white and backside somewhat grey color, right? So his father was preening, his brother and sister about to sleep. They were feeling dozed, but the young seagull was pretending. Nobody came near him, and you know who will come? Can you guess? From our family members, when we have problem, who will come first? Mother. Who will come first? Mother. So let's see in this next para. You know mother, if you have done something wrong, everybody will scold you, even mother will scold you, but mother will come first to talk with you. Have you observed? Have you felt any time? Because mother love is endless. Nobody can compare mother's love with anyone, even father. Father loves too much, that I know, but mother's love is beyond to father, according to me. Mother love is beyond to father. So that's why let's see in the next para when mother comes with para for today, right? See, as I told you, we have two parts. From first part, this is first part, right? Means in these both stories we will have two parts, right? Because chapter is somewhat long. See, only his mother was looking at him, as I told you before 2 minutes, right? Mother cannot tolerate if if her son or daughter in pain, right? Only mother cannot see the pain of us. So she was looking at him. She was standing on a little high hump on the plateau. See, as you can see the mother. How was she? She was standing on the high of the plateau. So we can literally see how that her son, right, young seagull, how she was observing from the plateau of the upland. Her wide breast thrust pushed forward. See, this is the portion you can see. Means in a tension, that's why it is like that. This is called breast thrust, right? Pushed forward, and she was looking like that, pushing and waist and forward looking at. Now and again she tore a piece of fish that let her feet and then scraped each side of her beak and the rock. See, you know some animals and some birds, they means animals not but birds, they sharpen their beak, right? As we sharpen our knife to cut the vegetables, to chop the vegetables, same way they have to eat through beak, so they were sharpening or they are sharpening their beak through rock, by rubbing, by applying something, by pushing, right? So mother was rubbing his beak to make it sharpen and then trying to cut the fish. See, obviously their food, so they will eat. So trying to cut the fish and then rubbing also on the rock, the beak. The sight of the food maddened him. See, mother has applied a trick, not directly, to make him fly, because mother gives inspiration, mother loves, and mother beats also, right, for ourselves. So see, this was making him madden. Madden means he was feeling, now I want to eat. By looking at that food, he was feeling madden, right? In Gujarati we say he was pagal type, means for eating, how he was desperate for eating. So see, how we love to tear food that way. scraping his beak now and again to whet. Whet, as I told you, they are sharpening their beak, right? So whet means WHET, whet means to sharpen. So see in this picture, mother was literally looking at him by taking out his breast of white color and trying to think, how can I make my son fly, means how can I make him relax, right, to fly. So this technique she has used. She was about to, you will see in the next video what she was doing to make him fly, but up to now she has taken out a fish, she has dived a fish, and the young seagull was looking at that food because he had not eaten from the previous night fall. Alright, okay. So up to now, part 1. See, we have two parts, two stories of flying. From first part I have completed first part, and second part of first part left. In the next video I will talk about. Till that, write word meanings and phrases whichever I have given in worksheet, and read, revise. Reading is must. Prepare, because if you prepare, next in future, means when you get result, you will be happy. So right now if you are not feeling happy for reading, then think, on the day of result I will be happy. So for that happiness throughout the life, if you want to achieve, then read now, right? Reading is must. All the best for reading. Thank you.